Hello, this is Milan back for my Week 6 vlog for our course in producing the high school play. This week's readings included chapters 19 and 20 of Louis Catron's The Director's Vision. Overall, both chapters from this week call on directors to hone in on their expertise and work through identifying potential barriers, problems, and miscalculations that have occurred during the production. Chapter 19 discusses rhythm, tempo, and pace. Overall, this is the shortest chapter I think that we've read so far. However, I think the advice is very concise. He really does go over each of these features clearly and defines them, acknowledging that the definitions are sometimes confused. I found the information and real-world examples to be incredibly helpful. I liked that throughout this book, the author linked the concepts to actual plays and gave concrete examples, so that was really helpful in this chapter. Rhythm, tempo, and pace can sometimes be difficult for a director to identify, and I do think it does take a little bit of skill and practice to be able to pick up on these inherent qualities. Rhythm, tempo, and pace are identified best through practice and observation over time, and I do think it's something that you get better with. Even as you do develop the skill of identifying these things, however, these are the aspects that you'll be working with in rehearsal and focusing on. Remaining flexible and willing to experiment is once again emphasized in this chapter. Chapter 20 focused on working with actors, specifically with problem solving. Again, this chapter approached the topic in a very tangible way. Catron provides concrete examples of many different problems and their symptoms, and also how to potentially identify their causes and correct them. The suggestion to coach actors through beats by number is something that I have seen used by our director in the theater, and it has been very useful to kind of break down these actions into those numbered pieces. All in all, identifying many problems really just boils down to the director paying attention in rehearsal, listening, watching, and then helping actors to identify whatever they're having problem with, from connecting with each other, maybe finding their place in the play itself, or just working through any of those successes or failures. I did like to mention that not every problem needs to be addressed through that, benign neglect. Sometimes I do find that it is useful as well. The chapter does end on a high note, and I appreciate that. Just highlighting that forgiveness for oneself is very important, and there's a reason why we all continue to produce things in the theater and be involved in theater regardless of success or failure. So there is something that keeps us all going, and Catron gives us a reminder of that at the end of this chapter.